they can be such a powerful tool in your business. So why does a guarantee work? Number one, it increases the confidence of the person buying your particular product or service. If you're prepared to guarantee it, it means that you've got a degree of faith in your own product or your own team. So it makes them feel like they can trust you a little bit more. And trust is one of the most important things in the sales process. It gives them security. Again, they start to feel safe. They know they're not going to get ripped off. If you've got a substantial guarantee that you're prepared to stand behind, it helps them feel safe. It reduces the risk. This is probably one of the biggest things with guarantees. People don't buy sometimes because of a fear of what might be about to happen. And I regularly use the story of a furniture store that we worked with once upon a time that couldn't sell these really high-end mattresses. They were great, but they were expensive. People weren't buying them, and when we started to ask them why, they said, well, you know, we're really worried. We spend all this money, we take it home, we don't like it. Then what? We're stuck with it. So we wrapped a guarantee around it that said, look, if you're not happy with the mattress in any way, shape or form, we'll come and get it, pick it up, bring it back to the store and give you a store credit so you can get another mattress. And our sales took off. It's a contract. A guarantee is something that is in writing, or you've got it written around your shop or your business or whatever. So it is actually a contract that you've both got to stick to. And of course, there's got to be caveats or conditions on the guarantee, but there also has to be conditions on the client for using it as well. It builds trust, as I've highlighted above. The quality creates difference. Compared to your competitors, if no one has got a guarantee like yours, you will stand alone. And you get to choose the wording. As I said, your business, your contract, whatever that you can guarantee is important. You don't have to put something that you can't guarantee. And it's also powerful to help us to get our team to step up a bit as well. So now we're going to look at some numbers on how a guarantee will play out in a business situation, and what you could potentially, if you've got people who do actually call you on your guarantee and bring stuff back, how much you would need for that before it actually starts to cost you money. So we're going to start off here at the top, and if you want this particular spreadsheet, email it through to me and you can put your own numbers in and we can go from there. So let's say this particular business does 200 quotes in a year, and their current conversion rate that they've been measuring is 50%. Their average dollar sale is $10,000, and they know from their profit and loss statements that their GP is 60%. If you're not sure about what the GP is, take a look at my videos on profit and loss statements. So then, here's what our profit and loss statement will actually look like. 100 orders, which is 50% conversion rate of 200 quotes, gives us that 100. Our sales is $1 million, so 100 orders at an average sale of $10,000. Gives us our $1 million sales. Our gross profit is 60%, which means our costs are 40%. So this is how the P&L looks. 1 million in sales, 400,000 in cost of goods, 600 GP. So now we put in our 100% money back guarantee, of course, with our conditions. Our new conversion rate all of a sudden jumps to 75%, up from 50%. Woohoo! So what does that mean for the P&L? Our orders now go from 100 to 150 because 75% of 200 is 150 with our new conversion rate. Our sales, 150 times our 10,000 gives us our new turnover for the business of 1.5 million. Our costs and GP are still the same because they aren't going to change based on our GP is our GP. So in this instance here, our costs are 600,000 and our GP is 900,000. Which means we've had an increase in our GP of 300,000. So we've gone from 600,000 to 900,000, which is an additional 300,000. So generally our fixed expenses won't change much. So a lot of that is going to go straight to our bottom line. But let's say we get a few callbacks on our guarantees. And look, the fundamental thing about guarantees is that most of the population, and by most I mean at least 99% in my experience, are pretty honest. The 1% who would probably whinge about your product or service probably wouldn't be able to afford it and wouldn't get through our process anyway. And think about it, for someone to claim a guarantee, it's usually a pretty excruciating experience for most people. They've got to have the confidence to confront you about the product or service and the assertiveness and the self-assurance to actually go through it. And as I said before, it actually makes your team play at a higher level as well. So really the chances are pretty low. So let's say though, someone's got a percentage claim rate of 10%. So that means for our 150 orders, we've got to pay back on 15, which means we'd have to pay back $150,000. So then let's look at our P&L. Our sales are still 1.5 million, but our costs are 600 as they were before, plus our 150 that we've got to pay back, which gives us our costs of 750, and our GP is now 750 as well. Even with a 10% failure rate, we've still got to pay back what the failure rate is, but we still increase GP by $150,000, above and beyond what our initial 600 was before we put the guarantee in. So what about if we were to break even? How many would we actually have to pay back before we went back to where we started before we had the actual guarantee? So if we went back such that our GP stayed at 600, so actually our 600 GP. So GP 600, our costs are still going to be 600 based on our 100% guarantee here, but we would need to then pay back to hold that GP at 600,000 up to $300,000 in sales. So that would be our absolute break even. If we put the figure in here, if we said 20%, then what that would mean is if even with our guarantee and we gave back 20% of our sales, we would be no worse off than if we had the guarantee. And like I said before, in my experience, the people who are actually going to be, unless you've got really bad service, are going to call you on your guarantee is minimal. In fact, most of the businesses that I've worked with when we've done this, it's less than 1%. So, and just a word of caution on your guarantee, don't make it something fluffy like satisfaction guaranteed or anything like that, because it can't be measured. Anyway, we can work through that with the coaching process. So hopefully that's helped you understand and give you some confidence around your guarantee. I can help you write what the guarantee needs to say so that we don't get into any trouble. But looking at the numbers, you can now see that you more than likely, in fact, I'm 99% certain that you would make more money by having your guarantee, and these figures here demonstrate it. So give me a call if you want some more information. Talk to me in your next coaching session, or send me an email, and I'm happy to send you the spreadsheet and work through the numbers for your own business. Thanks for watching.